Hello! Would you like to find out your perfume personality? If you're anything like me, then you probably already have several favourite perfumes. It's fun to experiment and to try out different types of fragrance. However, most people find that there is a particular perfume family which they most identify with, and which really reflects and brings out the best of their personality. Sometimes this fragrance family surprises them. It's not always what you would expect. Unconsciously, for various reasons, some of us may keep certain aspects of our personalities under wraps. You may discover that you have an outrageously sensual Oriental perfume personality just waiting to be unleashed. Or a flamboyant, disorganised type may secretly relish the subtle complexity and clean lines of a Chypre type fragrance. This is just a bit of fun, really, but the results may surprise you, as our scent preferences are closely linked to our emotions and memory associations, however deeply submerged these may be. Are you a romantic floral perfume, an exhilarating citrus or marine, a sensual gourmand, a refined Chypre, or an exotic Oriental? Let's find out. You're going to be shown 5 sets of images, from which you should choose your favourite set, from A, B, C, D or E. Each set is very different. Think of them as mood boards, kind of like the kind a perfume house will create as a starting point for a new fragrance. They sum up the essence of a perfume in a certain style. In each set of images you will find a model wearing a white dress, a house interior, a dessert, and 2 different landscapes. As you look at the pictures, try to engage your senses in the process as much as you can. You are the girl in the white dress. You are taking a beautiful holiday. You are just about to tuck into the scrumptious dessert room service have delivered to your dream apartment. Which dress would you rather wear? Where would you rather be? Which room would you rather make yourself at home in? Which dessert would you rather eat? In other words, which set of images best inspires your personal perfume brief, and sums up your perfume personality? Don't worry if you haven't quite made up your mind the first time around. After the 5 sets of images, you will be warned before the results so that you can rewind and replay if you like. Don't pause though, as your honest and instinctive response will be the most effective. If you really can't decide between 2 sets, then that's no problem at all. Jot them both down, as you probably like them both equally. Or you could try jotting down how many images you remember out of each set, and then totting up which set scores the highest. This works because our memories are based on our emotions. A picture that drew a strong emotional response from you will stick in your mind, and as all of these pictures are beautiful, it is bound to have been for a positive reason. Are you ready? Let's go. Set A. A daring and sensual white dress with lace layers over white satin to create contrast. A lush and colourful apartment with antique treasures, sumptuously and intricately decorated in bold, upbeat shades. This dessert is a mystery. It's a Thai specialty, but there are spices decorating it. Could this be a clue? A lone tree stands in the desert at twilight. The sky is ablaze with royal purple and blue. A temple appears out of the mist on a lake in a faraway land. Set B. A crisp and classically elegant white dress in cool Egyptian cotton, luxurious but understated. This apartment combines being spacious, minimalist and modern with a whimsical twist. This dessert is a work of art. It promises to be clean, cool and tangy on the palate. An intriguing Scottish castle is the only building for miles in the wild, bleak wilderness of the moors. From the quiet of your apartment the city is silent, an electric blue and shimmering view. Set C. A sensual and exquisitely comfortable white dress, layers of the very softest, smoothest, lightest silk. This apartment is a safe haven, homely and welcoming in soft feminine shades. There are beautiful drapes over the windows and 4-post bed. This generous portion of gooey chocolate gâteau is decadent, deep, luxurious and unashamed of it too. Will you go back in time, spend a season as a rich debutante in Regency Bath? This tropical paradise is a home from home, across the dazzling waters, the rainforest. Set D. A simple but pretty white cotton dress, with a dash of fun in the colourful belt. A sporty dress made for action. This modern apartment is refreshing and functional, but with a quirky charm all of its own. You could really chill out in here. This gooseberry fool is a perfect summertime treat. It's creamy and sweet and zesty all at once. A crisp and lonely winter's day with just the hint of a fairy tale waiting to be discovered. Clear, inviting waters lap up against the white sands of a tropical paradise. Set E. A softly flowing and deeply romantic white dress. A dress to dream in, a dress to fall in love in. This gorgeous apartment is the province of the modern-day princess, mixing contemporary styling with unique fairy tale touches. These darling little cupcakes are light and fluffy, almost too pretty to eat. There are quaint cobbled streets and luxury boutiques to explore in this lamp-lit town. You ride your white horse, Celestia, along a mysterious path deep within the forest. Have you chosen your favourite? Now would be a good time to rewind and replay if you haven't quite made up your mind. Congratulations, you're a vibrant and charismatic Oriental. Oriental perfumes are complex and exotic, often containing many warm spices and more unusual notes. These are perfumes which are perfect for an adventurer and a femme fatale. They are best worn at sundown. First and foremost, these perfumes are complex. They are the antidote to floral or soft floral perfumes, radiating sophistication and depth rather than innocence or purity. They possess maturity and a lasting dry down, and are created to be worn by a woman or a man, not a girl or a boy. Oriental perfumes are beautiful in an exotic and mysterious way. They were originally inspired by faraway lands and by costly resins and incenses made more widely available across Europe during the industrially progressive Victorian era. Opium by Yves Saint Laurent is a real Oriental classic. This controversial perfume was nearly withdrawn because of its name, and it is alluring, enchantive and provocative. Another notable Oriental perfume is Malabar by Penhaligon's. Inspired by the spice trail, this unusual yet intimate perfume contains notes of ginger, cardamom, coriander and nutmeg. Congratulations, you're a refined and independent Chypre. You may have wondered, what exactly is a Chypre perfume? Alas, the answer isn't clear-cut at all. Modern innovation has created myriad choices which mean that there are no longer any hard and fast rules. However, there are still certain trends which can be observed most of the time in a perfume of a certain genre, such as the Chypre. To begin with, the name Chypre means Cyprus in French. This term was supposedly coined by the renowned perfumer François Coty with his perfume of the same name in 1917. However, Chypre-style perfume blends have actually been around for a long time. The Romans, for instance, were known to have produced a perfume in Cyprus that consisted of labdanum, calamus and oak moss. Unsurprisingly then, a Chypre perfume features the exotic scents found on the island of Cyprus, which include a wide variety of citrus fruits and abundant woods and herbs. Thus, a typical Chypre fragrance often showcases a refreshing bergamot top note with perhaps a dash of floral sweetness in the heart, but then a mossy, woody or herbaceous dry down. In fact, the number one identifying factor of a Chypre fragrance is the predominantly green bouquet, for although a Chypre may contain floral notes, it is not a floral perfume. The freshness of a traditional Chypre fragrance coupled with its green bouquet and comparative lack of sweetness has led to it being considered a unisex scent, so you will find Chypres on both the male and female counters of department stores. Chypre perfumes became very fashionable after the Second World War, when women were celebrating their newfound freedom, and expressing this in more androgynous and minimalistic fashion choices, with clean-cut lines and an emphasis on freedom and equality. Eau Sauvage or Miss Dior, both by Dior, are good examples of both a classic and a floral Chypre. Congratulations, you're a sensual and deliciously different gourmand. Gourmand perfumes are a relatively new concept in our perfume zeitgeist. Some perfumes contain gourmand notes, of course, such as peach or lime. However, a true gourmand perfume contains predominantly delicious notes, and if there are flowers, they are barely discernible. If you're in the Gourmand Appreciation Society, you're most likely relaxed and unpretentious, with something warm and captivating about you like a waft of vanilla or apple pie. Angel by Fiery Mugler is a good example of a delicious gourmand perfume, containing notes of creme caramel, raspberry macaroons, candied fruit and honey. Penhaligon's Juniper Sling is a fresh and tongue-tingling rendition of the classic cocktail. Dry gin, orange brandy, juniper, brown sugar, black cherries and angelica combine for a very suave combination. It's an homage to Jazz Age London and is the addictive epitome of playful chilled outness in gourmand form. Congratulations! You're a fresh and free-spirited marine or citrus. Marine or citrus perfumes are crisp and refreshing. They are inspired by the crash of waves upon the shore or a fresh-cut lime or grapefruit. They are invigorating, modern, low maintenance, but yet alluring in a pure, bohemian sort of way. Extrait of Limes by Penhaligon's is one of my favourite citrus perfumes. As you can imagine, it does what it says on the bottle. It smells of limes. And what better to smell of on a summer's evening, as you stroll along the shore clutching your sandals with your hair long and loose behind you. Marine or ozonic fragrances are a new and imaginary concept. After all, if we were really going to smell like the sea, then it would probably be quite a salty, seaweedy sort of experience. Somehow, though, perfumers do manage to capture the emotion and essence of the sea in their interpretations of marine scents. They capture the freshness and wild longing very well, particularly in perfumes such as Cool Water for Women by Davidoff, which is incredibly refreshing and very different to the usual floral fare. Congratulations, you're a romantic floral. Romantic floral perfumes are, as you would expect, perfumes that predominantly feature the fragrance of flowers. This is the most common perfume family, but it is popular for very good reason. Anyone who wishes to capture the absolute spirit of traditional romance and beauty simply has to turn to a floral perfume. For the floral perfume lover, nothing else will do. There is an elegant simplicity in a single flower, and a whole garden of delights in a whole bouquet. This is not the choice of the femme fatale, but it is certainly the choice of the assured heroine in a romantic novel. Romance by Ralph Lauren is true to its name, offering a fragrance that is both elegant and feminine. Featuring white violet and daylilies, this perfume will make you feel incredible, as if you are floating in your own personal fairy tale. To radiate pure, untouchable, put-me-on-a-pedestal-and-worship-me beauty, I can also recommend the gorgeous Frangipani by Jane Ormond. I hope you've enjoyed exploring your perfume personality. If you were surprised by the results, then it might be interesting for you to experiment with this new perfume family, as you may find it really suits you and your personality, and you feel very authentic and positive wearing it. Of course, the best way to know if you like a perfume is always going to be actually giving it a sniff, though. Please do take a look at my site designyourownperfume.co.uk and have a go at creating a unique fragrance online in the Perfume Studio.